Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Devin. Just finished watering the chestnut trees that we put in, I don't know, 6 weeks ago. We have 5 of them in. They all have a cage around it. Each one has a 5-gallon bucket with 3 little holes drilled in it. And then I have to fill these things up at home. These are 5 gallons. Got 5, 1 for each tree. Fill them up at home, which isn't free. And then tie them in my vehicle, because even though they've got a twist top, it's not even a full turn to get it tightened down. Once it falls, the water's coming out no matter what. So anyway, then I got to move them onto this, take them out. Anyway, finally, we're going to get our rainwater harvesting game going in a larger scale. So we have another shipping container arriving in a few weeks. So what we're thinking is between those two, put some type of, I don't want to say roof, but an awning of some sort, capture the water, and buy some sort of tank to capture it. We already have a pump that's run off of a battery to move it from that tank into whatever we're going to be using to get the water out there. We're upping our game on our trees in the spring. So once we have 15 or more, and those are going to be fruit trees, this is not going to work. I can't keep just filling them up, and that's just going to kill all my day out here. Anyway, so that's something that we're working on. I started a trail the other day and made really good progress. I think I may be able to finish it today. Man, a 2-day trail would be great. It's not that it matters, but it's attaching a trail we put in late last year to our future food plot in the back, our larger food plot. So excited to do that. If I don't finish it today, it'll be just the next day, so we're almost there. My family stayed out in our bell tent the other night. That was a blast. It was very windy, which caused a couple of small issues, nothing big. It was a good night. Stayed plenty warm in there. It only got down to the upper 30s outside. I'm finally becoming one with that stove on getting the temperature where I want it and be able to maintain it. We kept it right around 60 degrees in there for sleeping, and then when we got up, we jacked it up a bit to cook on. But man, it was fun making dinner and breakfast on there. Recorded a little bit. I'll see if there's enough to make a video. Hopefully there is. I still need to give you that tour. I've tried recording that tour, and I don't know, I've just struggled with it. It doesn't flow for me. I'm not a presenter of items, I just like to babble. Speaking of which, I gotta stop. All right, I gotta get after this. Need to also put a little bit more corn in our feeder and swap out a couple of game cards like I always do, and then just get after it. I've kind of been wandering around. Man, I tell you, I get out here and I'm like, well, that's a neat looking tree, and I'll just start walking through and I just lose time. Anyway, I'm getting after it. Thanks. So, shipping container currently. Next one's going to be over here. We need to move out this one small tree to get it in. And then once it's delivered, it's gonna kind of be cocked facing, a strange angle. We want it parallel to this one. So when they drop these things off, they have to be able to pull straight away from it. So once they leave it here, we're gonna have to, I guess, use a come along and straighten it up, probably move it back, and get it just right, which we'll be able to do. Piece of cake. Yeah, piece of cake, man. All right, now I gotta get after it. Thanks. So when I'm making these trails, I always try to keep as many trees as I can, but also try to keep it as straight-ish as I can. Those tight curves, you really create ruts and it just tears it up. I'm just gonna try to draw these up to create some space underneath, and we'll keep these beautiful trees. And we're gonna make some quick work of this. But first I gotta put a battery in here. I found that this all works better with the battery installed. Like that. All right, vroom vroom. Hey, one thing with these Ryobi batteries, I really found this out the other day. I was out here, it was in the mid-20s, and the chainsaw, right off the bat, it was performing horribly. Took the battery out, cleaned it out, tightened it, everything was fine. Plenty of bar oil in there. Put the battery back in, it still stunk. That was a battery that had been in the shipping container overnight, so it had got down into the single digits that night. But I brought a fresh battery also from home, pulled that out of the car, slapped it in, and it worked like a champ. Later on, after it warmed up, that other battery worked like a champ. What I'm trying to say is these batteries don't like the cold. If you bring them from the warmth, then they work fine out in the cold, but they don't like starting off cold. There you go. Come on. Get out of there. One thing I really don't like doing is leaving drag piles. It drives me crazy. Just want to cut it, drag it that same day. I know if I get in the habit of cutting and leaving it there, that they'll stay for longer than I want. And there's just an eyesore. All right, now we have plenty of clearance. So we'll just keep on trucking. So you never really know until you've driven through here several times with your machine whether or not you have the proper clearance. And if you want to really test it, let your kids drive through there. Whoa. Just kidding, Austin. You do a great job. Casey, you're learning. You're coming along. We'll stick to the open areas for now. Okay. But next year will be your year, man. You're going to get that thing nailed down. You're going to be good. Hey, buzzard. Hey. I got some buzzards circling. I hope they don't know something I don't. Wouldn't you know it, there's a rub, a deer rub. I guess I'm doing antlers, rubbing the deer. You know, that's gonna look strange. Oh yeah, okay. There's a little tree there where the deer rub their antlers on there, which I guess it's good that it's right in the middle of the trail, right? That means we're creating an easier trail for them to get through, right? Everybody likes a better trail. I think deer would like a better trail. If I were a deer, I'd like a better trail. Of course, my wife would say, "Oh, you are a deer." I'm like, "I'm a buck." I'm gonna edit that out. Once again, they work better with the battery installed. Working with one battery at a time is not conducive to proper time management while out here working on the trail. Let go, man. We're making progress. All these little, you know, wispy, flaccid trees. It's easier just come in with the clipper and clip that off rather than trying to use the chainsaw because you got to stand on it to keep it from, you know, flipping around. All right, I need to figure out what to keep. You know, when in doubt, try to keep the bigger trees over the small trees. Try to keep any tree over a red cedar tree. Those are bigger, so I think I'm gonna need to take those down. Just two of them. This one's covered in those thorny vines. Man, those things, it's funny, on a tree that I want to keep, I'll start pulling those vines down and sounds gooby, all right, but I'm a goober. I can almost imagine the tree just going, thank you. You know, you remove that invasive vine from me. Can you see all these? These have some gnarly, it's probably gonna hurt. Ah, yeah. Maybe I'll bring you to it. How about that? Yeah, that's a lot more gentle. Those things in the shot. Man, I mean, this tree is just covered. And the one behind it's even worse. But we're gonna remedy that. Yeah, I think when we cut this tree down, it's not gonna fall because it's so entwined. That's not a word, it should be a word. Intertwined. But it's really entwined. It's wrapped, gosh, shut up. We're not allowed to say shut up in my house, I'm sorry. You know what I mean, it's not gonna fall because it's all wrapped around with those swirly things. But if it does fall, it's gonna rake those vines right over me. So, stay tuned. Where are you going? Yeah, so I may have to attach that to one of the machines and pull that bad boy down. Yeah, all right. We'll leave that for right now. What is that? It's warming up, man. It's kind of listing this way. Let's shorten this leg. There we go. All right. That tree is the one I took down a few minutes ago. This tree, let's swing you around. Look at that. This tree, I think we just need to clean up. We got to go kind of high because these things all start to point down. That's what happens when you get older. And then it's almost smooth sailing through there, so rock and roll. Those bottom branches that bend over like that, they're dry and crunchy. So when I drag them away, it leaves like a trail of sticks, and then I got to go back because I'm a little fussy, or a lot fussy, a whole lot fussy about it. Right, Ryan? I'm fussy. I know, I get it, I'm working on it. Excuse me, that's right in my back. Ah. Come on down, son. See that tree off to that side? Can't tell from this angle. I was gonna cut that, but it's leaning so much that bad boy's gonna come down. He's not happy like that. No one wants to go around like this, right? That's not fun. It's not enjoyable. So I'm gonna help him out. That's right. I use that magic power. Yeah. Don't have a battery in this one yet. All right, we'll save that tree for now. You bought yourself a little time, son. We're gonna give that one a stay of execution for right now. I'm gonna go ahead and swap out machines, get the four-wheeler. I like to tow with that. And then we're gonna make some work of this. Okay, made multiple trips to one of the burn piles. This stuff here I pulled out from way back Chunder, where I'd actually cut it the other day. That is pretty much clear. That's awesome. Now that leaning tower, that leaning tree that's being held up by the vines, I need to pull that sucker out. Anyway, giddy up. I did it again. I keep doing that thing. I don't know what that's about. Sorry about that. It's kind of... By the way, I bought Ryan a new tripod because I may have run over his. Okay, made some good progress out there. My second battery died and I just didn't want to take the time to drive all the way back to get a new battery, so I apologize. But made great progress. I have a little bit of, or not a little bit, I have dirt work to do around that, that little waterway to make it more passable. I've got 4 more trees that are down. I just need to haul them away, and then I'm going to need to widen right there by the waterway, the crossing. It's a little bit tight. I did make it through on the side-by-side. Man, half a day out here and it will be complete. What I am gonna try to do right now is drive the four-wheeler down there with the GoPro on my head, and we'll see how it goes, just so you can see what it's gonna look like, or what it does look like right now. All right, hopefully that turned out okay. That GoPro, when I bought it, had a little clip to attach to the hat. So it was a little bit wobbly. Hopefully it turned out, you know, okay. But anyway, now you got to see what the trail looks like right now. Yeah, anyway, hope you guys are having a great holiday season. I don't know when I'm going to post this. Today's the 29th, I don't know, something like that. Anyway, it's a beautiful day, beautiful year. Things are going great. So we'll see you soon. Thanks a lot. Give us a thumbs up.